In this video, we are going to talk about Hims. This has been a stock I've been calling out on X for a while, as well as in our Discord community. And in yesterday's session, we closed out $94,800 in profits, $46,000 in shares, $45,000 in call options. And my goal in this video is to show you why I took that position, the positions specifically themselves, why I picked that strike, why I went with the expiration, and more importantly, where I think Hims is headed going into the next couple of weeks with earnings. I want to first start by saying that technical analysis is the fundamental bread and butter of every single thing that I do. I never care about fundamentals, but it doesn't mean that fundamentals or news is not going to move a stock. In this move that happened on Hims, it was basically off of the weight loss drug Wegovy going to telehealth. So basically, Hims has the ability to now sell that drug, which caused the stock to rip nearly 30%. Now, I had no idea that that was going to happen. The reason that I've been buying this is because if we look at this chart, price is still within bullish structure. Price has been pulling back into a significant discount, and each and every single time prior, price has bounced off of this support level. Now, just because something has done something in the past does not mean that it has to happen in the future. But what we are looking to do is not go ahead and see what fortune tell. Now, I have no idea where the market is going to go or a specific stock is going to go, and we don't have to. I mean, if we look at our returns for the past 2 years, we are up $4.6 million with only a 61% win rate. Our goal here is not to predict the future. If anybody tells you that they can do that, they are lying. Instead, what we focus on is things that we can control, which is probabilities, looking at historical setups and seeing what is the chance that it's going to happen again? What is the potential risk versus reward, meaning how much money can I make versus how much money am I risking? And then control our position size. Those are the variables that we can actually control. Now let's get into the positions before we look at the technical setup and go in depth on the chart. I ended up buying shares last week, but on the 28th, which was Monday, I alerted my private academy members that I would be buying June 20th $30 calls on Hims. Now, my plan was to hold these for at least a couple of weeks, but with that push yesterday, there was no reason at all to continue to hold that type of exposure to the upside. And that's mainly because when you're trading options, not only do you have to focus on being right with the direction of the stock, but you have to also focus on how fast that stock is going to move, because there's a time element baked into all of this. And that is a big reason why so many people lose money with options, because they have trouble just picking a direction and having it actually work out, let alone choosing a time frame and adding more variables of risk to their profile. From a technical standpoint, the reason that we took this trade is because price has been within bullish structure basically since December of 2023. This can be indicated by using the market bias indicator, which is completely free. If we turn this off, you could also use a trend line, but you will notice using this indicator that when price pulls back into this support level, it does not mean the stock has to bounce, but it normally means that we are sitting at a discounted range and that price will most likely bounce and expand. Now, the second thing that we look at is what I call the zones, or basically the mode of the market. These areas that are marked off in red, you will notice that the BX trender, which is this oscillator indicator at the bottom of your screen, which represents buying and selling pressure, was red. And it doesn't mean that when it's red, the stock has to go down. But what I focus on more than anything, especially if I'm trading options, which I only trade about 20% of the time, most of the time I'm just trading shares. But I want to focus on only the most potent windows of opportunity that we have. Yes, if we bought down here back in September, we could have made a 40% move, but it's almost better each and every single time to focus on only trading when this weekly BX is green. And now you might be asking, if that's the case, then why did you take this trade when that bias is not green? Now, we teach the entire strategy that we talk about here in this video completely for free. There's 11 courses in a full masterclass series down in the description, which will teach you everything that you need to know about trading, and most importantly, in sequential order from the most important to the ancillary things, such as learning to trade options responsibly and building discipline throughout your trades. The link to our masterclass series will be down in the description. Within that masterclass and series, we teach that we can look for early entry opportunities by moving to a smaller time frame. And the way that we do that in this case is moving to the daily time frame and seeing that the BX trender actually turned green back here on Friday, April 11th. I should actually say Wednesday the 9th is when that happened. This would have been considered an early entry for an expansion to the upside. This is when I started accumulating shares, and then my call options, like we said, ended up hitting here on Monday. This was complete luck, right? And what I mean by that is luck as in the news, but how we position it is not luck. If I would have taken my entire portfolio, bought call options, even if the stock went up 30%, what I did was moronic and what I did was wrong. And you can make money doing that, but you will eventually get caught with your pants down and lose everything. And that's really how most traders operate. It's called a boom and bust trader. They have massive run-ups. They think that, they know exactly what they're doing. They have a ton of confidence only to piss it away within just a couple of sessions and give almost all of the profits back that they made. And worst case, sometimes their entire account. And to me, that's why risk management is the most important aspect of everything that we do here. Now, I closed out my positions entirely yesterday. And the main reason for that, as we said before, is the fact that we had such a significant move within such a short amount of time. And another major aspect is that we're heading into earnings, which is going to bring more risk and more volatility to the table. Now, the third reason that we closed it out is because price has rejected between $36 to $40 multiple times prior. And you can see that I have this shown on the screen as what's called a liquidity zone. Now, a liquidity zone happens when we have a major support or a major resistance that is tested multiple times. And normally we will reject off of those levels and bounce off of those levels until that breaks. The more times a liquidity level is tested, the higher of a chance we have for price to break through it. And my thought process was that I think this liquidity level will be broken through, but I don't think that Wegovy news was enough to push it through because we still have this huge bubble of uncertainty coming up, which is earnings. And here's the thing, selling worked out really well. If we move into a 1 hour chart, you will see that we tapped that level. I sold at the perfect time, which rarely happens, I'll be honest. And since then, the stock is down about 13.5%. Now, I want to take a position again on this before earnings. And I'm torn as to how I want to do this. Number one, I don't need to take as big of a position as I did prior because we've already locked in $90,000 in profits just on those two trades. So even if I were to go with call options with a total position size of 50 grand and those calls were to basically turn to zero after earnings, then I've only given back half of my profit. Now, in order for me to actually start another position on Hims, there's a couple of things that I want to see. Number one is I would really like to see this 1 hour chart flip green once again. That would give us some indication that price is going to move its way back up into $37 or $39, which could happen maybe today, which is Wednesday, Thursday, or maybe Friday. The second thing that I would really like to see, but I'm not 100% sure if it will happen, is this gap to fill at $30.91 from that push up on the Wegovy news. Now, the problem is when we're trying to time things to perfection like this, it rarely ever works. And that's why within my strategy, I teach the students to obviously use probabilities, but to understand that you are never going to get in and out at the perfect time. I've been doing this for 11 years and I still don't. Instead, what I like to do is if I like a position and if I think Hims is going to do well over the next couple of weeks and months, but I think there's a chance it will pull back further, then I will still start a position, but I will only go in with maybe 30% or 40% of my planned position size. And so this means if I wanted to buy $100,000 worth of Hims, as an example, I would go in right now with about $30,000 to $40,000 so that if it pops and I never get to average down, we're at least making some return and we have some exposure to the upside. But if the worst case happens where we fill the gap and it sells off another 10%, that we have dry powder, aka more capital to average down with. Now, here's the thing. I see people average down a lot. But what we're not talking about here is averaging down because we are down and we hope that the stock comes back up. The very important part that many people overlook is that we pre-planned to average down. If you didn't plan to average down on a position and you're averaging down out of desperation, you are doing it wrong. The only time that we should average down is if we pre-planned it before we took the position, because then we are not operating out of a reactive framework. We are operating out of a framework that we have planned, so we never have to know what are we doing and when are we doing it. And as we said, if you want to get the entire plan for free, then go ahead and check out the library of courses down below. As of right now, I think that there's probably a 60 to 70% chance that price will continue to push its way up in the coming weeks and months up to $50. But since we banked such a good profit, there's no reason to be aggressive here. Trades fail all of the time. And as we have nearly a $4.6 million profit, I should say, within the past 2 years, the win rate of every trade is only 61%, meaning that a little bit more than a coin toss is how accurate we are, with a daily winning percent, meaning that about 68% or 70% of our days are green. And that right there is very important because so many traders try to avoid losses instead of understanding that losses are a part of the game, and that the more important thing and the thing that professional fund managers do is learn to move very quickly from a loss. Because here's the thing, you can always get back in. If your entry requirements were there when you took the trade and they are not there, then you can get out. And once they present themselves again, there's nothing stopping you from just getting back in other than your ego. As of now, I am still bullish on Hims. We'll see how this plays out over the next couple of weeks. And I hope you guys have a great day.